Hello, I'm Diane from Easy Access English, and I'm from Scotland, from Glasgow in Scotland. And a lot of my students ask me what to do in Scotland, where should I go, what should I see? And I thought I would take the time today to make a little video answering some of those questions. So, to start, the main question is, where do I go? It's such a small country on the map, but really there's so much to see and so much to do there. So where to start? I guess my advice would be the capital city, Edinburgh. Notice the pronunciation. It's not Edinburgh, it's Edinburgh. Edinburgh. If you pronounce it like Edinburgh, you will get by very well with the locals. But having said that, there are not many locals in Edinburgh. There's so many tourists, so many English people as well. It's a real melting pot of nationalities there, but it's fantastic. It's a really beautiful city, gorgeous castle right in the middle of the city. You have the Royal Mile, and you can go there in August, the whole month of August, if you would like to see the festival. It's an international arts festival. Every year for the month of August, Edinburgh is crazy. There is street entertainment everywhere, free shows, comedy, art, music, magic, everything you can think of. If there's an artist that wants to show their work, they will go to Edinburgh in August. Be careful, it's very expensive to stay there. The accommodation is very expensive, but when you're there, there's so many things you can do and see for free, and it's an incredible atmosphere. So I recommend. What else? Of course, Edinburgh is known for the little cobbled streets that represent the history and the old culture in Scotland. And it's said that J.K. Rowling got her inspiration for Harry Potter when she was in Edinburgh. So you might recognise some inspiring Harry Potter scenes, or maybe some locations for sure. There's definitely a Harry Potter shop you can go and experience that in the heart of Edinburgh. Other places you might be interested in seeing is the Highlands. We talk about the Highlands a lot. For example, you could drive to Glencoe, visit Loch Lomond, Fort William. You will notice the scenery is incredible. Not too far out from Glasgow City, not too long before you start to see this beautiful scenery. And honestly, it's my favourite place. Favourite place is Glencoe. Also, if you have a lot of time, you can drive around the whole of the North Coast. It's called the North Coast 500. And this route is very popular for a camping car, motorhome, van. And yes, you can stop and see all the beautiful coastline and the shores around Scotland. Of course, there's so many islands as well. You have Orkney and Shetland in the very north. You have the Outer Hebrides along the west coast. Fantastic, beautiful, beautiful, isolated beaches, blue sea, white sand. But of course, the weather is not exactly tropical. So it's beautiful, but take your raincoat and your umbrella because you might have a chance of rain. Other things, if you're very active, we have something called the West Highland Way, which is a walk of 100 miles, about 160 kilometres, from Glasgow all the way to Fort William, and you will walk through this amazing scenery with many people. It's very touristy, it's very well known. And I did this walk a few years ago. It was challenging, but a rewarding challenge for sure. Of course, whiskey. Whiskey is so important in Scotland. So if you're there, go to a whiskey distillery, try the different whiskies. You'll see that there is a very different taste depending on where you are in the region. And I'm from Glasgow, so it goes without saying Glasgow is worth a visit. Museums, beautiful museums. You have the Glasgow University as well, which definitely resembles Hogwarts if you have seen Harry Potter. So go there. Fun fact, all the museums are free in Scotland. They're donation based, so you can give a donation, which helps for sure, but you can go to all these museums for free, so fantastic day out for the family. If you wanted as well, there's the East Coast. I haven't mentioned the East Coast. It's beautiful too, and you can learn a lot about the Highland culture, the people that lived there years ago, their way of living, and of course you can visit the Loch Ness and try and find Nessie amongst the many tourists that are trying to find Nessie when they go to Loch Ness. You might notice that I have said Loch a lot. Loch Lomond, Loch Ness. This word loch is another word for lake, but we use the word loch a lot in Scotland. It's got this sound, loch. There's quite a lot of different words in Scotland that you might notice when you're there. Let me teach you a few. So we have wee. I say this word all the time, wee. It means a small amount. So for example, oh, I'll just have a wee dram of whiskey, a small amount of whiskey. Another word, aye. Och, aye. Aye means yes, aye, yes. Next word, bonny. Bonny means pretty, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Another word. Oh, here's a good word. If you want to describe the weather, when it's rainy, when it's not too nice, you can say it's very dreich weather outside. When you open the curtain, you cannot see the sun, there's no blue sky. Oh, it's awfully dreich today. And another very important word, and something that you should do when you're in Scotland, is a céilí. A céilí is a traditional Scottish dance, group dancing. Everyone dances together or in partners. There's a live band usually that explains the steps, and usually everyone after a few minutes knows what they're doing, and it's a fantastic way to be social, have fun. We do this all times of the year, but particularly at weddings and New Year as well. And then the best time to visit is one of the other most common questions I get asked, and it's a difficult question to answer, but let's say May to September, but take your rain jacket anyway and your warm clothing if you're going to the Highlands. So in today's lesson, you were learning about conditional tenses, so I want to finish this video by asking you one question. If you had the opportunity to travel to Scotland, what would you like to do? Discuss this in your class. Take care.